even though this is hard, the other end of it can be unbelievably liberating, freeing, giving women a different identity and a purpose in their own life. So it's kind of exciting once we get through to the other side. What I tell women to visualize it though is that this is like a marathon with a whole bunch of little sprints. You're not going to go at the same pace. It might stop for a couple of days and then you got to run like 4 miles at full steam. So that's kind of the preparation for this concept. And the book itself is divided up into two pieces. One is the strength, the emotional background and backbone that you need in order to get through this. And then the alternative side is also the strategy and the things that you actually need to understand legally about your process. I am not an attorney. I am a certified high conflict divorce and divorce coach. But what I say is not necessarily going to align with many attorneys or many larger picture things, because I want women to go into an attorney's office with their own independent ideas
Yes.
and flow into the legal realm.
So important, Kim. I was just talking about this with some women today of how we think, okay, this person's a professional, like this is a lawyer, so they should know. But you hit it when you said, but that lawyer does not know your spouse, and they may not have experience in high conflict divorce. Are there particular questions you would suggest that somebody ask an attorney off the bat before they even try to hire them?
I actually, no. Well, yeah, I have a list of questions that I can provide, but what I do want to say is that everybody always says walk into an attorney and ask them what their experience is with high conflict divorce or, contested divorces. And all the attorneys always say, well, I've got plenty of experience in that
Sure.
space. But what we want to do is go in with your own experience and share that with your attorney and see how they respond. They respond appropriately and say, oh, yeah, we might need to kind of create some nuances here. Or, yes, we need to get a parenting plan that's got a lot of specific details in it. Now we know they've heard you. If they just say, oh, we can get this done in a couple of months, no big deal, then this is he's not actually hearing you or she. So my concept would be more present your story and see what you receive from the attorney.
Okay, I would love for you to break it down when you say present your story. How could a woman or a man present their story to an attorney? And like, do you have a formula or a format that you encourage?
Oh, that's interesting. I do not. What I do recommend is that when you walk into an attorney's office, you have it all written down in bullet format. Attorneys don't
Okay,
care about the emotions. They don't, all they
it's
want
not
to
a
know
narrative.
is the
Yep.
specifics. So if you have a person that walks into an attorney's office and they say, hey, my husband cheated on me 5 times, they're hiring prostitutes, or they watch obsessive pornography, I'd like to get a divorce. Probably your attorney's next question is going to be, have they done it in front of the children? How much do you owe on your house? Do you own a house? What are your finances? And you'll notice that that just went right into the financial end of your life, as opposed to really being curious and creative about what has happened within the marriage that has to do with the deceptive behaviors. Because probably, I mean, most of the divorces that they do handle have betrayal in them. I mean, it's not really very common that you would have a standard divorce that doesn't have betrayal in it.
Mm,
What I like for clients to also walk into their attorneys is knowing what it is about your partner, what makes them tick.
mm.
What's that piece that that nugget that if your spouse loses this, they're going to lose their mind. So it could be status, it could be money, it could be children, it could be a house, it could be property, it could be any of these things. But if you know what that make or break thing is about your partner, that kind of helps us know how we need to navigate the divorce.